Here's a world-class long-distance runner, someone that's maybe at the 70th or 80th percentile now, wants to go to the 90th, wants to go to the Olympics. What's your advice? Run more? Probably running every day now. So what cross-training things might this Olympic athlete do? Strength training. Sprints, yeah. Aerobic. So there's a variety of things. It could be certainly paying attention to diet, nutrition, sleeping habits, mental kinds of training techniques. So that's what led Zenger-Folkman to start saying, okay, let's take a look at this and see where these powerful combinations might be. So here's an example. This one vexes a lot of leaders when they get feedback. Central tent pole of the tent model is honesty and integrity. So how do I, if I get feedback that says I'm at the 75th percentile in honesty and integrity, it's a strength, but it's not a profound strength. And I'm kind of mystified, saying, well, how do I get to the 90th percentile? How do I become more honest? Do I always just have a golden rule? I'm going to always be honest. Is it I'm going to never lie? I bare-faced truth every single time. I'm going to be really, really honest. What is it that I do to become more honest? Well, one of the key words here is displays honesty and integrity. And so what Zenger-Folkman did was looked at the correlations between people who were rated in the 90th percentile already in the database. So pulling all those out of the database who are already at the 90th percentile and saying, okay, what else are they rated very high at? Because there's obviously some correlation there. Does that make sense? That if we know what those correlations are, those powerful combinations, that we can maybe provide a bit of a map then to an individual trying to figure out how to be more honest. And so it turns out that the number one correlation, the most significant correlation, was assertiveness. Does that make sense? One of my prior books was called Moose on the Table, and it was this scenario where somebody's in a room. The moose on the table phenomenon is that people are sitting in a room, they're having a discussion about some problem or issue. There's this big moose sitting there on the table. It's like elephant in the room, and nobody's addressing it. Nobody's saying anything about it. Nobody speaks up, says, well, you know, we could really do a better job with this if we just got rid of this other problem. But then in the hallway afterwards, they have a conversation, two peers, and say, you know, I didn't want to say anything at the meeting because I know, the boss is really, this is one of his pet things, but, and then gives their real true opinion. So now that peer goes off and is asked a day later to rate the honesty and integrity of that individual. They're going to give them a 5? Probably not. Didn't speak up. Now, it doesn't mean that their character isn't impeccable, that they aren't absolutely reliable and dependable and the most never cheat, steal, or lie, but displays, the key word there is displays honesty and integrity. Not are you honest, what do you display? And so that's an example. So decisiveness, trust, so these are the other things that show up. So now I start to get a roadmap that says, okay, so there's statistical correlations that are significant between all of these other behaviors or competencies that I can cross-connect. And so I can start to pick out one or two that can help to take me there. This is an example of a customized competency. So sometimes some organizations will want to emphasize a particular skill set. This is from an oil and gas client that wanted to focus in on safety leadership. And so we've got a database full of data on what are the skills for safety leadership. And so here's what shows up as being key to safety leadership. And so this allows then individuals in that organization to identify what they can work on to improve safety leadership.